Cool. Paul, congrats. I thought this was a really good entry. I had a lot of fun with it, and it seemed like you were having a lot of fun behind the camera, mixing it up, especially with like the introduction.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to give it away, but like just the title sequence and stuff like that. Were you having a lot more fun in this one than you might have in the previous entries?
I was working my ass off on this one. I mean, it was, I enjoy making these movies, and I had a great cast to work with, and I loved like Michelle coming back. I mean, it was really, Mila called it Camp Evil, because it felt like everyone was going to camp every day. Yeah. So there was a lot of fun involved in making the movie, but I mean, you've seen the film. I mean, it's an epic movie, and it was a complicated film to make. So it was a combination of having fun, but also it was probably the hardest work of any of the Resident Evil films.
Yeah, yeah. Talk about, you kind of reconceive a lot of things that we've seen for the first one, whether it was Rain or One or even the Red Queen. I mean, you know, we haven't seen a lot of these characters in a while, so what was it like just kind of fine-tuning them for this new film? It
was a fantastic challenge and also a lot of fun to kind of like bring back characters especially from the first movie. And I felt as a franchise, you know, I feel like the franchise is going kind of full circle and coming back around to that very first film. So it was kind of fun to feed in those characters. Yeah. And also I think structurally, the structure of this movie is a lot more like the first one. I think the first movie had a very interesting structure where you really didn't know what was going on for the first 20-25 minutes of the film. And that was both a challenge for an audience, but also I think it intrigued people. And then the movies after that became more linear, more kind of straight ahead. And with this movie, I wanted to return to that kind of challenging structure. So, you know, for the first 20 minutes in this movie, I think you can guess maybe what's going on, but it's not kind of laid out there for you.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when we were on set, we were all trying to figure out where all these neighborhood sequences were going to fall in. And we were like, oh, it's going to be a prequel, it's going to be this. But you definitely threw a lot of twists in there that I think the hardcore fans will dig. Talk about what is there left to do with the zombies of Resident Evil, the world of Resident Evil. I mean, like, we've seen them doing so much stuff, and in this one we see them riding motorcycles, shooting rocket launchers. So in the next film, when the shit really hits the fan, what's there left?
Well, you know, the Capcom make it easy for me, because every couple of years they introduce like a new video game. It has these new creatures. You know, I think it's one of the things that's kept the video game franchise fresh, and the same for the movie franchise, is they try not to repeat themselves. You know, the undead that we had in the first movie were like the undead from the first video game. They were slow, they were shambling, there was no intelligence. If you stood in the middle of Central Park, you were in no danger, because you could see them coming and get away from them. Of course, they've evolved over the years, and they've become much more threatening, which I think ups the ante in every video game and in every movie we make. Nice. So I look forward to whatever Capcom's going to throw at me next. And it's always a challenge, because you see these creatures and you're like, wow, that's intense. But now I'm going to have to do it live action, because of course they can do whatever they want, because it's all in a computer. Yeah. And as you know, we take great inspiration from some of the action scenes and the scare scenes in the video game. And sometimes we transpose them directly from the video game into the movies. But, you know, what's easy in a computer is hard when you have to do it with flesh and blood, real human beings and real cars. Yeah, exactly. Does Capcom keep tabs on how often you use that damn umbrella logo? It seems every single thing. There's umbrella everywhere. I love the umbrella logo.
I know, I'm sure you do.
It's a class. I mean, it looks so good to put people against that logo and shoot them, and I think people love the Umbrella Corporation. Yeah. I mean, it's really funny. I mean, you know, we have an Umbrella Corporation website, and it's so popular. I think people hope that it exists. Yeah, yeah. Cool. I thought it was funny to say open up a drawer and it's like umbrella logos all over everything that's in there. It looks good. Yeah. Well, good job, man. I really enjoyed it.